First of all, I have to excuse for my very poor English, because a couple of years I haven't used it at all. So if something I will say, something is understandable, I would like to ask others to explain, our colleagues, what I have said. Well, the book was published this year in July. Oh, quite thick book, you can see. Well, there's a table of contents. In general, it remains the same. First of all, the stamps of independent Lithuania before the Second World War. Then new Lithuania, local issues, occupations, the first, second, third, and so on. And just a few new chapters have been added. But what is the difference between the say, gray and green catalog? At the left side, you can see the abbreviations used for explanations what's this inside. At the left side, you can see those how to say, signs of gray catalog. At the right side, for green. You can see some colored pictures. I will explain you what is it. A couple of years ago, Lithuanian post authorities began to use some special secret signs on the stamps. The first, like an MF, it's the paper. It was mixed with some fiber visible only under the UV light. The second one, you can see the post horn of Lithuanian Post Office and Lietuvos paštas text. I can explain how it looks on the last stamp issued last week. It's a Čiobiškis manor in Širvintai region. You can see at the top nothing here, but if you use the special light, you can see that there the special sign could be seen here. So you can check your stamps you have, and if they all have the same. How to say, we did a difference between double print. At the left side is a normal double print, and at the right side you can see the we introduced expressions like KISS printing, where the main print is in how to say, in good colors, and the shadow printing, you can see that. Some of Lithuanian stamps have their overprints, and during the overprint process, some stamps remained without overprints. There is the example where the unprinted stamp is at the bottom, at the left side. Gray catalog has perforations mentions only that different perforations exist, say 11, 14, and so on. Now we added all the possibles, all known at the time being perforation varieties. For example, for the stamp 2 skatikas, number 42, there's the usual one, cheaper, and the other more, which is, how to say, more rare. Blind perforation. This stamp is not like without perforation at the bottom. There's a hard to see, but there is the blind perforations with no perforation holes horizontally. This one vertically, and we have down here special abbreviation. Some Lithuanian stamps have blank fields at the top, at the left, right, and the bottom, and so on. So they have special abbreviations explaining what is it. You remember that the gray catalog hasn't any listings of overprint sheets. Now we have introduced numbers, explanations. What is it? 231, 312, and so on. It's a meaning how many lines you can see on the stamp. For example, Nepriklausoma Lietuva, the first 5 kopecks stamp, there's only the first and the second row. And the abbreviation is 1, 2. The second one, the third, the first, and the second, and so on. So all the significant, I point, significant shifts are described in this version of the catalog. The last one is diagonal shifting. Independent Lithuania, 1814, last century. Normally, philatelists, they are collecting, say, perforation shifts. Describe all of them is impossible. And we have decided in this version of the catalog include examples, how those perforations, what kind of perforation shifts have this issue. For example, the second stamp, 15 skatikas, there's from the first vertical row, they have no white borders. For example, this one and this one. This is normal. All the stamps having this one is real and good. As I told, how to say, we tried to include as much as possible different varieties of, or say, better like a combination of perforation and watermarks. Gray catalog from the 2012 has only said three times. And now we have, say, 9 or even 10 stamps, because there could be different combinations of watermarks and perforations. Now about color shifts. To list all the possibilities of color shifts is impossible. And now in the catalog, where needed, are presented, say, different color displacements, just without any numbers. Why this catalog has more pages than it was? For example, stamp number 61, like from the Margolinas printing house, has in the gray catalog was only 3. Now we have, you can see, 14. Here, I would like to say why those here you can find no numbers here. It's because proofs are so rare to show, how to say, any numbers. It's senseless. Here's some new findings in the third IRML issue. You can see the colored lines between stems. Depending on the perforation shifts, those lines are on this or on this stem, also listed. Don't be in a rush to throw the gray catalog in the trash. Why? I can explain you that gray catalog has a number of full printing sheets shown, and we decided to, how to say, to save place, and all the complete sheets were taken off, and instead of this complete sheet, we shown only margin, numbers on the margin. There is an example of rhombus issue or mammal or Klaipėda issue. No, by the way, I have left two sheets here to show how they were perforation, to be more clear how those different margins could occur. You can see that there is a missing perforation at the left side, but those are different stems because margins are different because they were from the different place of the imperforated margins. You can see at the left side table with some stems, some I would say markings in details. There was written that Klaipėda issue stems have different perforation. I have asked several colleagues to check their collections and say stocks or archives and so on, to write me what kind of perforations they have. You can see that some stems have not 1, 2, but even 4 different perforations. I'm sure that it's not a complete table. Maybe after your, checking out your collections, you will fulfill this table with more pluses. Well, there's the page with the Schlingen with 200 with the stamp number 215. 10 years ago, we have only the one line, one picture, and so on. Now we know that the stamp has a variety, where on the back stamp there is some offset. So don't be afraid; those stamps that really exist. That means at least one sheet of Schlingen was with such varieties. There's the margins and of course plate varieties, which you can check. Maybe you have also. Well, there's an example of plate varieties of overprint war orphans. You can see that those two diagonally, those two stamps have, centered number 20. In this variety, number 3, the number 20 is shifted to the right side, in this way to the left side. So there you have in this block of 4, there are 3 different overprints. You can see on the every page there are plenty of different listings and so on. And all of them, they are presenting, how to say, pictures, how they looks like. There is an example of 2 pages with the margins. You can see that those margins are different. Say, nevertheless, we have, how to say, tried to show as much as possible. They are missing plenty of corners where are the, how to say, descriptions. So this could be added much more. Some tricky things. At the left side, you see 2 stamps, 2 3-cents and 15 cents. Usual stamp has vertical Schlingen. It's a usual. And during, how to say, inspection of my collections, I have found this one with the horizontal one. Maybe you have also, but at the time, say, now I know that only 2 stamps are known. There's the varieties of Vytautas issue, no, plenty of them. Some maybe not seen for you. Color shades to make how to say difference, how to say differences in colors. I divided in two rows. In the upper one is the centrum. The centrum is light gray, gray, and dark gray. And in the bottom row, you can see different colors of blue color. Say, independent Lithuania ended with the occupational overprints, LTSR. Because of the size of stamps, say this one is a smaller one, this bigger one, and those 6 stamps are equal in size. There were used 3 different printing forms. And you can see some varieties of in printing. No, funny details. Say 21. That's the one with the straight line at the top, and there is the band, different, and so on, missing dots, brokens, and so on. That's for independent. By the way, we have added some original drawings of designers. At the left side, Galdikas, at the right, Jakševičius and Gaučas. No, it's very nice. Just an example, but I would like to pay your attention. There is only stamps issued. All the, how to say, projects and how to say, proofs not issued, there's not shown. Now a few words about modern Lithuania. Pages, say, all the possible how to say, pairs, center blocks, colors, whatever. And there's the last page with the last stamp presented in this catalog. This is, how to say, from June, and Great Sailing Boat Regatta in Klaipėda. There's the list to be issued at the end of this year. By the way, you can see here also plate variety in position 9. Is there like a red dot on the horse? All the stamps have all the, how to say, sorry. All sheets have this variety. local issues. We have added, say, 3 different Grodno varieties, like a different T, different Y, and the gap between I and T. Those are listed in the Mechel catalog as well. What's the difference? At the left side, you can see that for explanation of plate varieties, I have used proof printing, and now there are real stamps from every position. Raseiniai issue, not so much in the gray catalog, and some additions added here in the green catalog. June issues, pages. There's an independent Lithuania or nepriklausoma issue in Kaunas. You can see those overprint shifts, and there is some interesting table, then some mentionings. After, how to say, longer, how to say, examination of full sheets of Nepriklausoma Lietuva, I have found that in general, at the moment, there were 4 different printing plates. Some stamps were printing, say, with 5 plates, so with 3, with 2, some only with 1. And there you can see details. For example, broken R, broken L, A, S, broken O, L, different A, missing nose for 1, and so on. That means that this issue, which was like among philatelists not interesting, it could be find some interesting things as well. There is LCG pages. It seems that we have, say at the moment, all possible stamps printed, overprinted with LCG. There are the pairs as well, and other commemorative stamps with overprint laisvė LCG. Panevėžys. We know that the Panevėžys overprint was made using the printing plate of 20 stamps. That means per page, per sheet, it was 5 times used the same plate of 20 stamps. All of them, how to say, all the stamps are unique with some differences and could be, how to say, identified where they are from. Raseiniai. Raseiniai also, small letters or type 1, there's not, how to say, presented because some of them, they are equal, no differences. But for type 2 and for type 3, we made how to say, explanations, what differences between positions. So if you have any stamp with the type 2 or type 3, you can easily using this catalog, how to say, examine from which position those stamps are. Now we are coming to stamped cards. At the left side, you can see that I have used for like pictures for the used cards, and now all of them, they are, how to say, clean, fresh, and clearly seen. There's added some miscuts, some plate varieties, So there will be some how to say, work for you. You remember a nice presentation of Vygintas about usage of stamped cards during the war by the German authorities. We know that, for example, this, I would say, backprint was only on 7. Now we know that there were 15 different cards. There are numbers on which this overprint was made. You can see it's almost twice. There much more was 1. Now we know that there were 4 of them. Paraffins, IRC cards, and so on. 2012 version of the catalog has 1 page for paraffins. And now we have 2.5 pages. Oh, sorry. The IRC I missed. There is the last Lithuanian IRC, because Lithuanian authorities decided not to use them at all. You cannot buy any IRC card today at Lithuanian port offices. There are samples of stamps. You pretty know that in some auctions you can see different Lithuanian postage stamps with overprints, with like spaceman and so on. Those overprints were made not by Lithuanian post office, but by the authorities of those countries where Lithuanian postage stamps were, I would say, sent as examples. I have added 1 page with the airmail labels for the philatelists who would like to know when different kinds of airmail labels were started in usage. Additional information also was made for the stamps printed issued in 2021, 2022, and so on. Sorry for very small fonts for place saving. There is the current postal rates presented in the catalog. Tricky thing, of course, it's unreadable, just like to show how it looks like. In reality, Lithuanian post, you can find it, by the way, in the Lithuanian post site. The total list of tariffs is 16 pages. 16 pages of tariffs. That means everything sent to abroad has different numbers. It's stupid thing. I cannot tell you any other country which has some, how to say, strange tariffs. And then there are our colleagues, it's experts, you know, some of them. So it's like information for our guys who would like to check their stamps. There are contacts, areas of expertise, and so on. Information sources are not so. The list of, it's not complete. It's only how to say, catalogs, books, and other sources which was during this 12 years, not so much. Because how to say, official books, there are not so much. I have asked my colleagues to help me with information, and there is the list of my friends, colleagues. I would like to say thank you very much. You can maybe find your names as well. Some of them during those years have passed away. There's a general comparison between gray and green catalog. Say pages, number of pages was almost 500, now 752. Weight 1.8 kilo, now 2.5. Illustrations was 6,000, now it's more than 12. There is ISBN. Yes, but there is a very important picture. There is the corrigendum or mistakes, list of mistakes. Not so much at the moment, but I hope when you read the catalog, there will be much more of them. Thank you.
Ačiū Antanai, puikiai prezentacija. Thank you to speaker, thank you to Antanas for this terrific presentation, overview, introduction to his updated catalog. It is a meticulously compiled work that will be for generations to come. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Although I personally do not collect Lithuania, I'm impressed, and I think this is this is just a something to look at when the Estonians start to do a new catalog. Yeah, because you know they have small catalogs with one picture of each stamp, but not in this way, and we are still waiting since nearly 30 years for a follow-up of the famous Tod Øyerstø catalog. And I think this catalog shows how this should be done. Yeah, very well done.
Antanas, thank you. Where is this catalog available?
At the end of presentation, there was the, how to say, my email, or can you go to the site www.lituanica.eu, and you find where there, how, and when you can order it.
Maybe that could be put up on the society website, Andrea.
Yes, I will make sure that everyone has Antanas' contact information. Actually, if you go to LithuanianPhilatelic.com, there is a post about this catalog. So if you scroll down, you will find Antanas' email address and his personal website where you can order this. I just came back from Lithuania about a week ago, and it's a really lovely, reference material, quite heavy. So sending by the post is going to be a little bit expensive, but it is definitely worth as a really well prepared, well organized, and well printed reference material. Let me ask you a quick question. you were showing those overprints, and you were saying like 3 to 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, and so on. Those the ones that were kind of lines, either first line, second, or third printed. Is it something you have come up with yourself, or this is like a a standard way to describe those overprints in philatelic communities? I haven't seen it personally, so I'm kind of curious.
Special Michel, which describes the occupational stamps, they have used similar description. No, not how to say exactly the same, but in principle the same. It depends how overprint is vertical or horizontal, shifting, but at least one line have to come to the neighbor stem. Then could be how to say those order of the lines will be different than original one.
If I can add, Michael does not describe it as 1, 2, 3. Michael describes one line on top and 2 on the bottom type of a thing, or something of that nature. That's how the descriptions in Michael go. But and also if it's a side overprint off of the side of the sheet, there may be just 2 lines instead of 3 lines, and that's how a specialized Michael would say 2 lines instead of 3.
Is there anything else possible to add after so many years of research?
Yes.
I'm just, yeah, go ahead. Anybody, just jump in.
I can show what can be added. There is a stamp which is a new find that I can show you guys that had appeared since the catalog was published. It was not known. It was suspected that it may exist, but it was not known before. Let me see if I can share. So this is a Nixii overprint, which is contended overprint, and there are debates about this overprint among philatelists. Nevertheless, out of the known overprints so far, there was 5 kopiec stamp, which is relatively well known. There is 1 15 kopiec and 1 20 kopiec stamps that were known to exist in 1 copy each. And the 30 kopiec copy was not known to exist, was suspected that it probably existed, but a copy was not known until now. So that could have been added to the catalog if catalog was to be published today. That's that.
Yeah, talking about some potential new additions for 12 years from now is 2036. Vigant has just sent me an article on postal stationery cards, very many printing varieties as well, and I think you mentioned a couple of them already in this one. So yeah, so it looks like it's very nice to see that despite 100+ years of Lithuanian philately, we're still finding something that
Work in progress.
Work in progress, exactly.
Adding to the words of Vitaly, Vitaly have used the expression below the Anixia stamps. Other stamps may have been overprinted. You were very right.
I think at the beginning of the presentations, I noticed that there are being 2 papers published which extended the grey catalog towards 2024. So I think the catalog ends on 2012, but there are some extra issues covering the later period, that, if I remember well, until 2021. Can anyone tell me where I can get hold of copies of those articles? If I remember well, there were 2 papers.
I think he printed out as kind of addendum. So there was one like
So-
this.
Okay.
Is that what you're referring to?
Yes, if it is an addendum that completes the Grey Catalog until 2020 something, 21.
I think I only have one. If I understand, there are two of those, right, Antani?
I have this one. I have some copies of them.
Okay, I will write to you then.
Yeah,
Okay.
fine.
Okay, thank you.
By the way, main things from the red book were, how to say it, transferred to the green one as well. But say the part of Soviet stamps used, how to say, for Lithuania and Thema was not, how to say, not transferred. So in the green catalog, you could not find it.
Okay. No, I just mean it should have, from what I understood, there should have been something as an extension to the catalog, to the Grey Catalog, which ends 2012. So it extends, so with issues of 2013, 14, 15, something like that.
It's, you know, that it's very difficult to make some, how to say, additions. For example, numbering of plate varieties and so on, because in general you can see that plate varieties, they are listed in such manner. The first one is at the left top corner, going down to the right bottom corner. And when you're making additionals, say, they are from very different places in the sheet. So make plating, order of plating is very difficult. So decision was such that new findings, just they were added to the very end of the list.
Okay.
So, the easiest way.
Yeah, just can show for everyone. So this is the page Lithuanica EU, and then you see all the catalogs Antanas issued, yeah, and it's all in English too, so you can see what is in the books.
Yes, very good. Yes, that's very useful.
So Antanas, can you tell how many people were working with you on this new catalog, just that we get the kind of impression how much work is behind that? I think you did the most of it, but maybe you didn't it all alone, yeah?
Say the main work, of course, was done by me, but many, how to say, big number of my colleagues, they, how to say, made the possibility to look throughout their collections. Say two guys from Druskininkai, even they brought me the whole collections, and so I have possibility to check stamp by stamp number of stamps and so on, and among them I found this how to say, interesting watermarks horizontal. So directly, I would say the main job was done by me, but input of my colleagues was very great. Big thanks to Romualdas, to Vitali. They, how to say, especially Vitali, because he said very simple words: say what you need, and they will give you whatever illustrations which are needed for you. So I would like to say, Vitaly, thank you very much for. No, you know, it's very, very difficult to predict one in one field, another one from another field, some inputs, and you know, if you have listed the book of Vygintas, the history of Lithuanian Post, you can imagine that all the statements, numbers, and data, and so on, everywhere was written. Look for the state archive is a number of this one and this one. They are, how to say, they're everywhere, how to say, shown sources. In catalog, to do that is impossible because every stamp or statement or number or whatever is from different sources. Just to say that, have I used, for example, our exhibition, virtual exhibitions as well, because some colleagues shown some things not seen before. It was difficult to how to say, for example, to list how to say, my colleagues or friends in the right order. Who then I decided, well, I would use alphabetic order to all of them. Thank you, everyone. Vesma, Romualdas, and Josas and Vygintas, of course, and so on. So it's impossible to make such without any help from other colleagues. But it takes, say, the Grey Catalog took 17 years, and for this one, a little bit less, 12.
Looks like you didn't do much different things then. Just sleep, eat, and make catalog.
Audrey, are you gonna have somebody write an editorial for the upcoming LPS journal, like Raimundus did for the first catalog?
I hope that others will, how to say, never present such how to say presentation as what by Raimundas Lapas. No,
Right. Yes.
it's better to write nothing than
Well,
this.
Right.
I'm laughing about this because you know how Raimundus tried to destroy all the work that Antanas did, and Antanas, being a wise man, just smiled and said, "Let it be." And the time had shown that who prevails, and obviously. You know, you can argue that somebody may not be interested in all the tiny little plate flaws, but if you're not interested, you just skip that section. But somebody is interested in that, and this is a catalog for everyone.
By the way, Martin Bechtold told me that he will write some, how to say, presentation in German in Baltikum.
Yeah, of course.
Ask him to write it in English for LPS journal.
I have a
Great.
short Lithuanian version from Richard as he kind of sent me, you know, very quickly as soon as it was published.
You may take the English translation that I will put in the English version of Baltikum.
Yeah, I think that would be great. Yeah, I think it would be definitely useful to.
There's another question. You have mentioned that at the end of this year will be Chicago PAX. Is it possible to say to participate in this exhibition with this catalog?
Vesma, do you know anything about? Is it too late for the literature entry?
I am sure it is too late, but if you want, I could send an email to the exhibition coordinator and find out.
Yes, can you do so? I think that would be terrific.
Sure. I will do that right now and see how fast I get an answer, and I'll send the answer to different people.
Thank you, Esma.
Sure.